as you prepare yourself to work on Leo Brouwer's Estudio Sencillo number 9, número 9, you have to bear in mind what he has in mind for the technical aspects of the guitar. So one thing that we look at is we have to think we're holding on to this finger, the second finger on the G of the 6th string, as we are hammering and moving around, right? So there's a little bit of problems with tendons and finger independence that you have to work on, right? On the right hand, however, you're going to be doing what I call chucks, right? So you're doing adjacent strings, sometimes thirds, sometimes clusters, right? And then you do the same 2 strings, but it's from open, right? And try to avoid the tendency to go all the way into the stratosphere to come back, right? So you lose your reference if you go too far away, right? And then you're going to do the same thing that you did at the beginning, but not with 3 and 4, 1 and 3, because of what follows up. And the same thing, but first fret going to second, then open to first, right? And then you repeat the whole process. Right, and it's interesting, you know, how he's phrased the growth of the phrase, right? So you could start quietly, the climax is there, then you come down, and then almost the same thing, but this time you're moving on, you have a different bass, right? So you just repeat this, 3rd fret to 4th, ring to pinky, and then you're going to play the same strings in the next part. This is how clever he is. But you're going to be moving not on the G string like before. You're going to be moving on the D string, while you keep the G string open, right? Right? Okay, so if we put it all together then, then the same thing, 5th string and 4th string. Same strings, but you're moving now on the 5th string. Then you have a crescendo through it, and you're retardando to just finish the phrase. And then you're back at tempo in the next measure. Now the right hand fingering is quite wonderful here. Starts with middle, ring, middle, index. Bring the ring over to the 2nd string. Then the thumb is ready for action out of the D string. Right? Thumb, index, middle, ring on the same string, middle on the same string. And again, you almost repeat it, right? So if we put it together, you have and then you have this very interesting pull-off sequence, right? So it's a very good idea to identify who the players are, right? Index is going to be on the B. Your second finger is going to be on the A sharp, and your ring finger is going to be on the D string, right? So you actually are going to, on the right hand, do something that is very minimal. I recommend playing the D and the G string with index and middle, the G and the B string with middle and ring, right? So it looks like this. And then, and here's where Leo Brouwer gave you a little bit of his signature. You know, he's telling you, I am a Cuban. And what do I mean by this? If you actually look at the bass, that's an habanera rhythm, right? And you have the staccato on those two eighth notes. So you have this Cuban rhythm of the habanera kind of immersed or imbued in the bottom of this piece, which is very, very clever. And then we have our same rhythm from before. The same thing, but instead of having an E bass at the beginning of it, you have a D sharp, right? So it's going by half steps. E, D sharp, and then after we're done with this, it's going to be D, right? So you have a descending line, right? Before it was. Now, and then you repeat it, but this time is, as I said, D natural. And then instead of having our business here in this very fun chord, you're actually going to move it to the first three strings. Here you're holding on to the C as you execute pull-offs out of the second string with the pinky. So you're having an F sharp there, and the pinky is holding a D sharp, right? We reserve the ring finger for the F sharp that is coming up a little bit later, right? So you have, right? And then with thumb and index, and again,